Hey there, welcome back to English Podcast Journey, the place where your English gets better with every episode.
If you're serious about improving your listening, speaking, and thinking in English, you're in the right place. We're here to help you grow step by step using real-life conversations.
Today, we're kicking off a super practical series, Daily Routines, and why they're one of the best tools for learning English.
Exactly. If you want to speak English fluently, you don't need fancy words or complex grammar at the start. You just need to master the things you say every day.
Think about it. What do we all do every day? We wake up, brush our teeth, eat, work, and rest. These simple everyday actions give us the perfect words to practice.
Right. You don't have to memorize a huge vocabulary list. You just need to focus on what you already do where you can say it in English.
Here's the trick. Instead of thinking in your native language like, I'm going to eat now, say it out loud in English. I'm going to eat now. Even if you're alone, and that's practice.
That's a powerful technique because it trains your brain to think in English, not just translate.
By talking about your daily routine in English, you're doing 3 things at once. 1, learning useful vocabulary. 2, practicing grammar naturally. 3, building confidence through repetition.
Plus, most routine sentences use the present simple tense, which is the foundation of English grammar.
Simple sentences like, I wake up at 7, I drink coffee, I go to work.
And when you say those out loud, or even write them down daily, you start to feel more fluent, without even trying too hard.
That's what we love about this method. It's easy, natural, and fits into your day. No extra time needed.
So if you're brushing your teeth or making breakfast, use that time to speak English in your mind. Just describe what you're doing. It works.
Coming up next, Jack and I will share our own daily routines and give you clear examples you can copy to create your own English sentences.
So don't go anywhere. This is just getting started. You're going to love how easy and fun it is to practice with your routine.
Let's keep going. Ready, Jack?
Ready? Let's dive into it. All right, welcome back to English Podcast Journey. Now that we know how important daily routines are for English learning, let's get personal.
Oh yes, it's time to get into our own morning routines. And while we're sharing, we'll give you real English sentences you can repeat and use.
I'll start with mine. So, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. The first thing I do is check my phone. I know, bad habit, right?
So relatable.
Then I get out of bed, stretch a little, and go straight to the bathroom. I brush my teeth, take a shower, and get dressed.
Do you eat breakfast?
Yes, I make a cup of coffee. I'm black, no sugar, and usually eat some toast or fruit. Then I sit down at my desk and plan my work for the day.
That's a solid routine. Let me give you mine now. I wake up around 6:30 a.m. I don't check my phone right away. I try to keep the first 15 minutes quiet. I just sit in bed for a moment and take a deep breath.
That's so healthy.
Thanks. After that, I drink a big glass of water and do a little stretching. Then I go brush my teeth and wash my face.
What about breakfast?
I make oatmeal with bananas and honey. And yes, I love my coffee too. After breakfast, I write in my journal for 5 minutes. Then I get ready for work.
See how different and yet so similar our routines are?
Exactly. And here's the part that matters for you, our listener. Every single sentence we just said, you can copy it and use it to build your own English routine story.
Let's go over a few examples again slowly. Repeat with us. I wake up at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth and take a shower. I drink coffee. I eat oatmeal for breakfast. I write in my journal.
If you repeat these, you're learning grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation all at once.
Try changing the time or the activity. Like, I wake up at 8, or I drink tea instead of coffee.
Next up, we'll share the most useful verbs and phrases for talking about your daily routine, so you can say more with confidence.
Let's keep going. This is where the fun really begins.
Okay, now that we've gone over how to talk about your day using time expressions, let's make your daily routine sound even more natural and complete. In this section, we're going to give you useful verbs and phrases that people use every day in English.
Yes, because routines are more than just I wake up or I eat. There are so many little actions that we do every day, and using the right verbs makes your English sound more fluent. So let's go through a typical day and show you better ways to describe what you do.
Let's start with the morning. Instead of just saying I get up, You can also say I stretch, or I snooze my alarm if you hit the snooze button. You might say I brush my teeth, I take a quick shower, or I make my bed. These small details help make your English sound more natural.
Right. After that, you probably go to the kitchen. So instead of just saying I eat, you can say things like I prepare breakfast, I grab a coffee, I boil eggs, or I toast some bread. Notice how each of these verbs adds a little more personality to what you're saying.
Exactly. Now let's move into work or school. You can say I check my emails, I attend meetings, I take notes, I finish assignments, or I answer calls. These verbs are great for anyone talking about a busy day.
For those who work from home, you might say I log in, I start my first task, I reply to messages, or I take a break. Again, we're showing the little actions that build up your full day.
Later in the day, when it's time to relax, you can say things like I watch a show, I scroll through my phone, I chat with my friends, or I go for a walk. If you exercise, you could say I do yoga, I go jogging, or I lift weights. And before bed, don't just say I sleep. Think about the full picture. You might say I change into pajamas, I brush my teeth, I set my alarm, or I write in my journal. Let's quickly list 10 useful daily routine verbs for our listeners to remember. You can write these down or repeat them out loud with us.
Okay, here they are. Wake up, stretch, brush, prepare, check, attend, reply, relax, scroll, and journal.
If you can use even 5 of these in your daily speaking practice, your fluency will grow faster. You'll sound more like a native speaker and less like you're translating in your head. All right, we've talked about how to describe your day, useful time expressions, and some great verbs. Now let's get a little deeper. Jack, I know you have a favorite method for turning your daily routine into something really powerful for English learning. Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. This is something I do myself, and it really works. My favorite method is to turn my morning routine into a speaking exercise. Every single morning, while I'm doing small things like making coffee or brushing my teeth, I speak to myself in English. I describe everything I'm doing out loud.
That's such a great way to practice. You don't need a book or a partner. You just use your real life.
Exactly, but I try to make it a little more complete. Instead of just saying one word, I create full sentences. For example, I'll say, I'm brushing my teeth right now because I want to feel fresh before work. Or I'm boiling water to make tea because I need something warm in the morning.
That's a really smart way to build fluency, and it doesn't feel like studying. It feels more like living in English, which is exactly what you want.
Yes, and I repeat the same things every day so the words become natural. After a week or two, you stop thinking about grammar. You just speak. And that's how fluency starts.
You've already heard a bunch of them. Brush, stretch, snooze, boil, open, close, prepare, journal, plan, and even phrases like get dressed or lie down. There are so many useful verbs packed into today's episode. All right, we've talked about how to describe your day, useful time expressions, and some great verbs. Now let's get a little deeper. Jack, I know you have a favorite method for turning your daily routine into something really powerful for English learning. Can you share that with us?
Absolutely. This is something I do myself, and it really works. My favorite method is to turn my morning routine into a speaking exercise. Every single morning, while I'm doing small things like making coffee or brushing my teeth, I speak to myself in English. I describe everything I'm doing out loud.
So like saying I'm brushing my teeth or I'm opening the window?
Exactly, but I try to make it a little more complete. Instead of just saying one word, I create full sentences.
That's such a great way to practice. You don't need a book or a partner. You just use your real life.
Yes, and I repeat the same things every day so the words become natural. After a week or two, you stop thinking about grammar. You just speak. And that's how fluency starts.
That's a really smart way to practice, speaking during daily activities without pressure. And it's a great example of how to make English part of your lifestyle, not just a subject you study.
Exactly. You don't need to study for hours. Just 5 or 10 minutes every day, describing what you're already doing, will build your confidence and vocabulary over time.
So if you're listening now, try Jack's method. Choose one part of your day, maybe your morning routine or your lunch break, and describe it out loud in English every day this week.
And if you're shy, that's okay. You can even whisper. The important part is training your brain to think in English, not just translate from your native language.
All right, now that you've heard Jack's method, in the next part, I'll share something personal, a small journal entry I wrote about my day, just using simple English. You can copy the idea or even write your own. Let's go. Okay, before we wrap things up, let's have a little fun. It's time for a challenge. Are you ready?
This is your fun challenge for today. We want you to use 10 new verbs you heard in this episode. That's right, 10 action words you learned from our conversations about daily routines.
You've already heard a bunch of them. Brush, stretch, snooze, boil, open, close, prepare, journal, plan, and even phrases like get dressed or lie down. There are so many useful verbs packed into today's episode.
Your task is simple. Try to create a short story or paragraph about your own daily routine using at least 10 of those verbs. You can speak it out loud, write it down in a journal, or even record yourself and listen back.
And if you're feeling confident, share your sentences in the comments. We would absolutely love to see how you're using these verbs in your own English practice. Don't be shy, even simple sentences are a great start.
Remember, the goal is not perfection, the goal is practice. The more you use these verbs, the more natural they will feel.
And by doing this, you're not only learning words, you're learning how to use them in real situations, just like native speakers do.
So grab a notebook, open your notes app, or just speak out loud and let's see what kind of routine you can describe using 10 new verbs.
And now, let's get ready to wrap up with some final motivation to keep you going.
Wow, what an episode. We've covered so much today. From building a morning routine, to learning time expressions, useful daily verbs, and even turning your routine into an English practice tool, you've done a lot.
And don't forget that fun challenge. If you haven't already, try using those 10 new verbs today. Speak them out loud, write them in a journal, or use them in a voice note to yourself. Remember, every little bit of practice helps you grow.
Learning English doesn't have to be boring. You can build it into the things you already do: waking up, brushing your teeth, walking to school, making dinner. These small daily moments are full of opportunity if you choose to use them.
And we're here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to us if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who's also learning English.
Also, leave a comment and tell us, what does your daily routine look like in English? We read every single comment and we love hearing your stories.
This is just the beginning of your English podcast journey. Keep listening, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now and keep going strong.